I know you probably won't believe me, but I swear this is a true story. It happened to me and I still find it hard to believe. This is my personal experience of what can only be described as CLICHE.EXE. I make videos on YouTube about all kinds of scary video game aspects. It could be strange Easter eggs, scary locations, frightening moments, or even creepypastas. I would have never dreamed that I would be experiencing one myself. A lot of my viewers send in suggestions and games that they want me to review. I had no reason to think that there was anything weird about this one. It was just your typical day, nothing out of the ordinary.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
I received a strange package with my name on it. There was no return address, no other name, nothing. After opening, I found 2 bootleg discs. The first I found only had 3 letters written on it with a black marker. Those letters were LSD. It was none other than the Japanese cult classic LSD Dream Emulator. I even did an episode on it, all before even glancing at the second disc. I almost wish I never had. The other discs sat there on my desk. On it, again written in black marker, were the words CLICHE.EXE. Through my years of research, I had heard about this before. It was supposed to be a collection of the most ridiculous video game creepypasta tropes ever known to man. No one could handle that kind of hell. Strange things slowly began to happen. I heard voices throughout my house. They started out as whispers and at times sounding like cries of pain. Someone must have been playing Superman 64. Footsteps could be heard. Objects began moving on their own. You might call me crazy, but I swear I heard what sounded like a Kefka laugh from Final Fantasy. My electronics acted like they had a mind of their own. Things would wind up missing and later reappearing. A strange, shadowy figure would show up at times just out of nowhere. All weird things considered, I feel like I handled it all pretty well. I still could not bear to even open the CLICHE.EXE disc, but I couldn't help but feel like the game was calling out to me. It wanted me to play it. Even though I knew better, especially considering that most people in creepypastas die a horrible death, I still decided to play the game. Once I opened up the disc, I found a bunch of other well-known creepypastas that I'd already reviewed. There was Ben Drowned, the Tails Doll Curse, Sonic EXE, as well as the Mario creepypasta. I didn't see anything new, so I just went about my day.
Don't you look at me like that!
While working on a new episode of my YouTube series, the shadow figure again appeared to me. We caught up on old times before he finally delivered unto me a letter. Adding to the mystery, there was no name on the letter whatsoever. Growing tired of these odd occurrences, I read it immediately. It said, "Dear Mullet Mike, I am sorry I have to be such a bad friend and send these discs to you, but I can no longer carry their burdens. LSD's not so bad, but whatever you do, do not open CLICHE.EXE. It was the worst mistake I'd ever made. I went to GameStop recently. For some reason, there was an old, half-blind Asian man behind the counter. He claimed he was the only one working there that day. It got weirder when he insisted that I take the CLICHE.EXE disc free of charge. I didn't even ask for it. He screamed at the top of his lungs, telling me that I must take it. It was even stranger considering that he was yelling at the used Xbox games, but I guess he was half blind after all. I took it home, played it, and instantly regretted it. I sent the disc to you because, well, I'm a very selfish, shitty friend. After all, you have experience on these dark subjects. If anyone knew what to do with the disc, it'd be you. You claim that you finally opened the disc and all you found was other cliche creepypastas, but I assure you that you are wrong. You must have missed it. You must look into it, but whatever you do, please do not play the game. It will literally open up a portal to your worst hell. Good luck to you, Mike. Sorry again for being such a sucky friend.
That's funny. It sounded like Bill Clinton. Oh, wait, there's more.
Yes, this is not Bill Clinton.
Well,
I again opened the disc, and to my surprise was a folder marked miscellaneous. I swear I didn't see it before. I opened it up, and there it was, an EXE program named CLICHE. So I followed my better judgment and played the game. Yeah, I know, I couldn't help it. I then witnessed one of the most horrific things I had ever seen. It was E.T. for the Atari 2600. It was horrible. The gameplay was already bad enough, but then it was as if the game started to come to life. It's strange, but I felt like E.T. was trying to communicate with me. Compelled to keep playing, I forced myself to turn it off. I decided to go back to work and try to get my mind off of it. That's when it began. I was finishing a review that I'd been working on at the time when I began to hear what sounded like a child's laughter.
I am only Mike with a and yow saying.
I know I should have just left, but I couldn't. I had to see what was on the other side of that door. I opened the door, and before my very eyes was a literal portal to hell. The letter was right. CLICHE.EXE had a mysterious power behind it. The swirling vortex called out to me, begging me to enter. So I shut the door.
Fuck this.
It had all built up to this moment. Rather than pawning the disc off on someone else, I decided to take matters into my own hands.
I am the Lord of the harvest.
Finally, it was done. All was well. Although I've got to admit, after CLICHE.EXE, I don't think I will ever be the same again.